think that people think it's very easy to produce it. I think if you ask someone who's not really into house music and you play that kind of music, they say, oh, it's like computer stuff, right? Easy. But I tell you, it's not easy. I think the Afro house Latin kind of beat will die down a little bit because I feel it's been so present for the past couple of years that it kind of has to, you know. Hopefully house music will keep going up and EDM will go down, because I'm not a big fan of that kind of music. But no, I definitely hope house will continue to, you know, flourish and come back. We had a couple of great years with house already, of course, but hopefully we can keep going. I play house, so it's good for me. So no, I definitely think I'll hope house will be even more present than it is right now. I think Zagreb is the city that's most underrated, in my opinion. I've played there a couple times. The reaction of the crowd is really cool. You never hear someone say, hey, let's go to Zagreb, because, you know, for a little party weekend, but the times I've been there, the promoters took me to this small, dodgy after-hour clubs, and it was really interesting, let's say that. So definitely no, Zagreb is definitely a city that I never heard of, that had a big party scene or underground scene, but very cool. My career advice would be practice DJing a lot. A lot of people say nowadays you just download the top 20 of Beatport and you'll be good. No, that's not the case. You need to, you know, learn how to read the crowd. You play the early slot, you play main slot. Practice a lot and make sure that the set you're playing makes sense. To me, I think that's a valuable tip to producers. And of course, start producing. The only way to kind of break through now is, of course, you need to have your own records. So lock yourself up in the studio and just get to work. That's the only reason, the only way I think that you're able to stand out is your own production. Proper speakers. That's definitely the must-have for a starting producer. So invest in proper speakers, and, you know, that's the only way to properly hear what you're doing. So definitely. The best beat for your first gig as well. Make sure you practice a lot before. Don't plan your set, don't make like a playlist of what you're going to do exactly, because as I say, you need to read the crowd, you need to, if there's 10 people there and you're planning to do a banging EDM set, then it doesn't make sense. So, but definitely make sure that you know your stuff, you know the mixer, you know the CDJs and everything, and just come prepared. My first album I ever bought, I don't really want to say because it's pretty lame, but I think it's the Backstreet Boys. Didn't really want to say it, but you know, whatever. Backstreet Boys.
Everyone does that again.
My biggest influence, I definitely think Michael Jackson, but probably everybody says the same, but you know, he was mega popular at that time. So that's definitely the music my parents played a lot at home. And also the music, if I listen to it now, I still really like it. So Michael Jackson is definitely, yeah, inspiration to me. Quincy Jones as a producer, of course, but yeah, no, Michael Jackson. Does he have to be alive, and does he have to be a DJ? That is very difficult. But I think my dream back-to-back would be with Frankie Knuckles. You know, being the godfather of house, that would be very interesting. Or Larry Levan, those guys who kind of, you know, started it all. If I have to say a dream back-to-back partner who is alive, I'd probably say Luciano, because I used to be a big fan of his, and I just like the charisma and the way he's DJing. So that would be an interesting combination, because he's very techy and I play more house, so maybe we can meet in the middle and create something cool. Well, the story behind Remedy is that I met Shyam 2 years ago in Dubai. We both were playing for Tomorrowland. They did a Tomorrowland abroad, and we met in the green room, chatting a little bit, and he was telling me that he's a singer as well, a writer. So he sent me a couple of examples, and I really liked it. So we did a track together 2 years ago. And then he sent me the new vocal, the Remedy vocal, and we started working on it. I think we finished it end of last year, maybe. Tweaked it a little bit, and then that's it, yeah. What can you expect? Well, I'm working a lot, and I'm doing a lot of studio time at the moment, so I hope to have 6 releases or something. That'd be ideal. On labels like Defected and Armada Subjekt, labels like that. I'm playing a lot. I'm going to go to Australia next month, which will be my first time, so that's really cool. We're planning a trip to South America, going back to US again. We're doing Asia, so a lot of touring this year, which is amazing because that's what the thing I wanted when I started DJing. So you'll definitely hear some new productions, and you'll hopefully see me live somewhere around the world. Well, you know, I combine it, but 9 out of 10 times I'm away in the weekends, but I'm at home during the week. So I produce my songs during the week, and I fly out doing the gigs during the weekend. If I do it like tours, I bring my laptop and I bring my headphones. I have to say I'm not really productive on tour, but it's good to have some setups either in the plane or whatever, and then I finish it at home. But so I usually, as I said, I usually do it during the week in the the down season, and try to finish as many tracks as I can, because in the summer it's a bit hectic and there's not a lot of time to produce music. So I try to do it either in, let's say, the period right now, January, February, or end of the year, because in the middle it's hard. Things you didn't know about Ferreck Dawn. I used to be a hardcore DJ, that's how I started out. I don't think a lot of people know that, but I still have if I listen to the gabber kind of music, 150 BPM, I still like it, but like half an hour and then I'm done. That's how I started. So and that's maybe also interesting or funny. The reason why my name is Ferreck Dawn is because I used to, when I was a hardcore DJ, my name was DJ Dusk. I don't know why I came up with that. It's 17 years ago, but so when I decided I'm gonna stop doing hardcore and hardstyle music, I'm gonna do a 180 and go play house music. I figured what's the opposite of dusk is dawn, and Ferreck is just a different way, because my real name is Freek, and English people can't pronounce my name properly because they will say freak, and that sounds stupid. So that's why it's Ferreck Dawn. So that's 2. I hate cheese. As a Dutch person, apparently that's weird. Yeah, but I can't think of anything more. My top 5 remedy for hangovers. Well, drink more beer. That works really well. Although it's kind of, the hangover will come and get you, but you're just kind of pushing it back a little bit. That's one. Second one, I think, is try to sleep. I think that's drink more beer is nonsense, of course, but sleep, that's the best one. Eggs, orange juice, and fries of chips or whatever, greasy food. Well, I have to say, I listen to a lot of moody music in general. I'm not really a happy music kind of guy. But if I have to choose one, I don't play it, as in I don't put it on my Spotify, but if I have to say, if there's a song that I feel kind of lifts the mood, it's the song of Calvin Harris and Rihanna, the first one. Is that We Fell in Love in the Let's Play, is that one? Yeah. I said, it's not something I'll put on my Spotify, but if it's on the radio and I'm with, then I'll go, oh. So, but I think that's, out the top of my head, is that's the only one that I really feel that would kind of lift the mood. But I said I like moody music, so if I feel bluesy, I probably still resort to moody music. My essential piece of gear is definitely my power bank, which is a fairly boring answer, of course, but traveling and planes, and sometimes you didn't bring the right adapter for the, because you're in a different country. So yeah, power bank, much needed. Do I have any pre or after show ritual? I don't really. Just go on stage and DJ, have a couple of beers. Let's say my ritual after the show is drink. 'cause I like a beer or two. But I don't have any like specific things I need to do beforehand or afterwards to calm down or anything. Nothing really, no. Okay, so the place that had the most influence, let's say the biggest impression was Mexico for sure. I had to play second slot on the festival, let's say 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you do that in Holland, it's boring because people just walk in and have a first drink and chat a little bit. But they went all out. They brought banners and everything. Everything I played, even records that weren't out yet, so they didn't know the records. They were really up for it. So to me, that was one of the coolest experiences I had. Definitely DJing was in Mexico. So that definitely made a lasting impression. If you would say a city that influenced me musically, not per se a city, but I lived in Amsterdam for 10 years, and that was kind of in that tech house period. That music was really popular back then. Maybe that influenced me a little bit back in the day, but now it's a house. So I don't really have a city that massively influenced my musical taste or anything. The thing I miss most being away from home is my kids. That's definitely a struggle now and again, and my missus, of course. I have to include her on this. But no, of course, no. That's definitely the most challenging thing because my kids are really young. So my missus has to do a lot of the work. Every weekend practically she has to do everything by herself. And being away for 1 or 2 nights, that's fine. But if you do like 2-week or 3-week tours, then I definitely miss the kids, and especially when you're in your hotel room by yourself and you see like your video calling with your kids, then you definitely feel like, fuck, I should be with my kids. Why am I here? But that's kind of part of the job, of course. But definitely my kids, for sure.